Hi, I'm Lori Fangio with The Taste of Paris, and today I'm in my kitchen working on decorating my Yule Log cakes, also known as Bûche de Noel. And today I'm going to use chocolate. One of my looks is going to be covered with chocolate bark that will look almost like real bark on a tree. And another look is also going to use bits of chocolate to create kind of an artistic design down the center. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Let's get started. When you're working with chocolate and melting chocolate, it's important to use a good chocolate. And what I like to use is Ghirardelli's 60% cacao. This is the one that I use. I find that it melts really well. It's really satiny when it's nice and melted. When you melt your chocolate, you want to go in 30-second intervals in the microwave. No more heat than is needed to melt the chocolate, okay? So the least amount of heat possible to melt the chocolate. And I'm just gonna pour the chocolate into several mounds on my waxed paper here. Actually, it's not waxed paper, it's parchment paper. I like to use parchment when I'm working with chocolate because it makes popping the chocolate off once it's hardened really easy, and it also keeps me from making a very big mess. So I'm just gonna put the melted chocolate over there, and then I'm just gonna get a regular butter knife. This is the utensil I like to use the best when making chocolate bark, and that's basically what we're doing. So I'll take my larger mound and I'm gonna spread it out. You can see that I have my parchment paper on a baking sheet, and this will make popping it into the fridge really easy. So I've got one piece that I've spread kind of large. I'm just gonna show you 3 different options. Depending on how much chocolate bark you're going to need, you could do a whole tray of chocolate if you wanted, and if you're going to do the technique that covers the entire Yule Log cake with bits of chocolate that look like bark, you will want a whole tray of chocolate made just like that. But for today's purposes, I want to show you several different options because when I go to decorate the Yule Logs, I'm going to give you several different options. Okay, so in this little patch, I'm just going to use finely chopped almonds, really pretty fine, because for the second cake, we're going to use little bits of this chocolate with, like I said before, raspberries and rosemary to create something really pretty. Now for this one, just as an option, what I've done is I've taken regular peppermints and I take them out of the package and I just crush them with a rolling pin. I put them in a Ziploc bag, crush them with a rolling pin, and this makes a pretty little peppermint bark. So even if you're not working on decorating Yule Log cakes, having some peppermint bark around during the holiday season is really fun and tasty. So that's a great technique. You can also really use any kind of nuts, finely chopped dried fruits if you want to make bark. You can even use these little crispy pearls. I don't know if you can see those. They look sort of like caviar, so you could put those over the top if you wanted. Now, while we've been talking, my chocolate in this patch of chocolate is getting a little bit hard, and that's what we want, because remember I said we were gonna make this look like real bark off of a tree. And how we're gonna do that is once it gets a little hard, and I'm gonna come a little closer to the camera so you can see, I'm by myself in the kitchen today, so I have to just make do. You can see that when the chocolate is hardening, it gets kind of dull. And when the surface starts to get kind of dull, that's when you want to go over it again and again with the butter knife, or you could use an offset spatula if you wanted. But you basically kind of mess the chocolate up in rows, kind of in the grain, like the grain of wood. Not really rows, more like the grain of wood. And so I don't know if you can see that, but it is already looking very much like bark. And so all we'll do now is we'll take this tray and we'll put it in the refrigerator and let the chocolate continue to harden. And once it's hardened, we will break it into pieces. And guess what? I already have some made. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is my first Yule log that I'm gonna decorate. And you can see I've covered it in chocolate frosting. And so now I'll get the bark out of the fridge and I will show you how to cover this with the chocolate bark. Now, I like to leave the ends, just the frosting, because what we're going to do is this is a piece you can see that's nice and hard. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break it, but I'm going to be careful how I break it. I want to break it like I've done with this other piece in long shards. And then I can always take the long pieces and break them into smaller pieces if I need to. But that, for example, is a beautiful shard of chocolate. So I'm just going to go ahead and start to place it around. And what I'll do is, one of the things I like to do when I'm working with chocolate like this, I don't like fingerprints to show up on the chocolate. So I'll put on some rubber gloves, and then you can handle the chocolate all you want with no fingerprints. I'm probably going to be playing with it here in a minute. So it's a good idea to put the gloves on. So you can see what I'll do first. Whoops, it's a bit fragile. What I'll do first is I'll start with the large areas that need chocolate, and then I'll go back and I just kind of press it into the frosting. And then I'll go back with smaller pieces to fill in. It's sort of like a puzzle. So it's really kind of fun. And you can see I already have most of the surface covered with the bark. So I've got to start breaking my pieces into smaller pieces. Let's see, I think I have a narrow piece here that I'll put down along the base. You want to cover the whole surface, and I'm going to show you a little trick that's going to cover up any areas that we don't like. Whoops. Now, if this happens, if some of your chocolate pieces start to fall off, which this did, my cake is cool. I'll just put a little bit, I've kept a little chocolate frosting handy. So I'll just put a little chocolate frosting. That's going to be the glue. All right. So any place I need glue, I just use it right there. All right. Now I'm ready for some smaller pieces here. And I know I have some skinnier pieces towards the bottom. I did a good job at breaking large shards, but now I need some smaller pieces. So just keep going, and you can hear the nice snap. Now, once I get my Yule log covered with chocolate, I will want to keep it refrigerated, which you need to keep your Yule logs refrigerated anyway, because they have cream on the inside, or at least mine do. I fill my chocolate Yule logs with whipped cream. So that is essentially it. Now, you can overlap the pieces if you want to. If you think about how chocolate bark is in nature, of course, the pieces are somewhat overlapped. And that's what makes it look kind of gnarled and natural. So I'm just going to overlap some of these pieces like this. And now I'm to this end. Let's see if I can get this end covered. And then I'm going to show you what to do to cover any imperfections, which, listen, we're going to eat this. So how wrong can it be for it to not be perfect? I mean, we're going to be munching down on it soon. It's a tradition to have a Yule log cake at Christmas. So it's fun to have these on our Christmas table. So I'll show you up close what it looks like, covered in bark, chocolate bark. And now what I want to do, and of course I could add all kinds of other adornments. I could add some meringue mushrooms. I could add some bits of herbs to give it just a little bit of color. But because I chose this green platter that is, you know, not really giving me a lot of space, I'm just going to go ahead and make it snow. All right, so I've got some powdered sugar, and I'm just gonna put a little bit in a fine mesh sieve. You can always go back and add more. So I like to start with just a little bit first, and I will just bang it over the cake, and that makes it look like we've had a light dusting of snow. Now, if it were me doing this again, what I might have done is given myself a powdered sugar base so that it looks like it's sitting on snow, or you could always put around the edge, and why don't I just do that just to kind of show you what I'm thinking, a little coconut to make it look like it's been snowing. So you could cover your platter with the coconut and it looks like your Yule log is sitting in snow. That's super fun, isn't it? Now remember, we're gonna keep the Yule log cake in the refrigerator. I'll just put it back over here on the counter because we're gonna move on to our second cake. All right, so this cake is ready to go. I love putting Yule log cakes on wooden boards because it gives us lots of room to decorate. It also gives us room, you know, to slice it and serve it when it's time to do that. Okay, so for this cake, I'm going to use some different kinds of things. I'll get out some other barks to show you what I've been up to earlier. So I made, just really to show you, several different types of bark. So here is a white chocolate. White chocolate looks really pretty on the dark chocolate cake. So this is just the white chocolate bark. You melt it in the same way and you just sprinkle the chocolate pieces on the bark and then break it into shards the size and shape that you want to do your decorating. You know, when you go sometimes to fancy restaurants, they'll have, you know, shards like, say, like this. I'm just gonna go ahead and just show this, like this and this, you know, lining the dessert. So that's kind of what I had in mind with that. Of course, you could do much smaller pieces, which is what we're going to do to decorate this cake. So in addition to the white chocolate peppermint bark, I also made a pretty little bark using, one of my favorite new little finds, and that is edible glitter that is star shaped. So it's edible stars. And all I did was just what you saw me do before, I spread the chocolate out, I sprinkled on the stars, and that gives me a little bit of gold glitter, which I think is really pretty. Okay, so that's another idea for you. But for this particular Yule log, we are going to use the chocolate bark that I made before that's dusted with almonds. And I'm just gonna clear myself a plate to work with here. And I will break this chocolate into fairly small pieces. So I like to start with the same way I did with the bark, and that is to have kind of a long piece to work with, because I know I want irregular shapes that are about the size of, about as tall as an inch, half an inch to an inch, and that's more than I need. And I've got my raspberries already, and then I've got some rosemary, and I've got some little scissors here. I grow rosemary in my yard, and I'm sure many of you do as well. I just picked this morning and put it down in some water. So I'll just use my kitchen scissors to cut myself some little pieces. Now I will tell you that chocolate, this is a chocolate cake frosted with chocolate frosting. Chocolate will pick up flavors. So if you're going to use rosemary or thyme or any other herbs, you are likely to have a hint of rosemary in your chocolate, flavoring it. So that's something just to be aware of. Now, I'm noticing that this cake, because it was frozen before I got started this morning, is sweating a little bit. So if that happens to you, it's okay. And I mention it because one of my favorite things to do during the holiday season is to use the freezer. So you can make your Yule Log cake as early as, right after Thanksgiving, and just keep it frozen as long as you have it wrapped well. It's no problem, but when it starts to come to room temperature, it may sweat a little bit. And so if it does, just take your paper towels and mop the sweat up, just like we would if we went to the gym, which we're gonna need to do, by the way, after all of these yummy treats. So I'm just gonna take the little bits of chocolate and I'm just gonna start at the back, and I'm just gonna work my way forward, placing the chocolate, just pushing it gently into the cake, just really decorating the center of this in no particular order, just making it, just feeling artistic, whatever strikes me, little shards all the way towards the front. I can always go back and add more if I need to. And now I'm going to add some berries. Now, when I thought about doing this initially, what was really on my mind was using preserved oranges or preserved lemons cut into pieces. I thought that would be so pretty, but I was unable to find those at the market. So I had to improvise. And since it is Christmas time and this is a Christmas dessert, I thought it would be nice to have a little touch of red. And raspberries will hold up pretty well while you get to the table, of course. And I'm just playing around with how I'm doing it. I think it looks better to lay the raspberry rather than to poke it into the frosting. I don't know if you can see because the camera is somewhat back from me, but I will carry this towards the camera so you can get an up-close view. You can see how quickly I'm doing this. You can certainly take a bit more time to make it exactly, what you're looking for. And something that would be really nice is when you serve this cake to have several sprigs of rosemary ready to put on each plate. I think that would look really nice, and some berries also to go on each plate. This little bit of garnish on the top will not serve everyone. Okay, so let me get a look at this for myself from the front. I really like the way it's come together, but I feel like we need just a few more little tidbits to give you the idea. Now, again, we use the chocolate bark. It could be chocolate bark of any variety, but you could also just simply put the pretty little pearls, chocolate pearls, down the center. You could also decorate the center with nuts, traditionally hazelnuts, toasted and chopped would be pretty down the front. Also, just sprinkling some peppermint would be nice. But this is the idea that I think looks really beautiful and makes me want to have a piece of my Bûche de Noel, my Yule Log cake right now. But I will tell you, in my opinion, we really need a few more decorations. So I might take my rosemary like this and give my platter just a little bit more color. So those are my ideas of decorating your Yule Log cake, your Bûche de Noel, using chocolate. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll be in the kitchen making one of these very soon. Merry Christmas.